Thunder shook the ancestral house as Mama Abeni fell beside a shattered medicine cup. Her body trembled, and her breathing grew weak. Zuri pointed at Amara, whose fingers were stained with a dark herb. "She poisoned you, Mother!" Zuri screamed. Amara blocked the doorway and glared at her sister. "That poison came from your room." Zuri tried to escape, but Amara seized her wrist. The two sisters struggled while their mother fought to remain conscious. Mama Abeni raised one trembling hand and whispered, "One daughter carries anger on her face. The other hides darkness inside her heart." Then her eyes closed. It had seemed peaceful. Mama Abeni lived with her two daughters in Ndambe village. Since their father's death, Amara had controlled the farm, the granary, and nearly everything inside the house. Hard work had made Amara bitter. She spoke sharply, guarded every grain of rice, and treated Zuri like a careless child. Zuri was different. She prepared their mother's meals, washed her clothes, and sang softly while sweeping the courtyard. Even when Amara insulted her, Zuri answered with patience. Everyone inside the house believed Amara had a hard heart, and Zuri possessed the kindness of their late father. Zuri accidentally dropped a clay water pot. Amara rushed outside and stared at the broken pieces. "You destroy everything you touch," Amara shouted. "While I work in the fields, you sing and dream like a spoiled child." Zuri apologized and offered to repair the damage, but Amara took away her evening meal as punishment. Mama Abeni told Amara that hunger should never be used as a weapon against family. Amara ignored her and walked away. That evening, Zuri quietly divided her small portion of food and gave half to her mother. She went to sleep hungry without speaking against her sister. Gathered her daughters beside the ancestral lamp. "I am becoming old," she said. "Soon, one of you must protect this house, the farm, and everything your father left behind." Amara immediately lifted her chin. She believed the property belonged to her because she was the elder daughter and had worked the hardest. Zuri said she wanted nothing except their mother's health and peace. Mama Abeni gave Amara the key to the granary and Zuri the key to the medicine chest. "An heir is not chosen by age or sweet words," she warned. "The house belongs to the person who protects the family." Abeni's health weakened. Zuri remained beside her, preparing herbs, washing her feet, and helping her walk across the courtyard. Amara continued working in the fields, but complained whenever she returned. "You behave like a perfect daughter only because you want the house," Amara told Zuri. Zuri looked hurt. "I care for Mother because she is our mother." Mama Abeni praised Zuri's patience and criticized Amara's anger. Instead of listening, Amara became more resentful. She believed Zuri was using kindness to steal their mother's love. At that time, Zuri's kindness was genuine, and Amara's heart was filled with jealousy. Asked Zuri to sit beside her. "Your sister's tongue is sharp," she said, "but she has carried this family since your father died. I may leave the house in Amara's care." Zuri's smile slowly disappeared. She reminded her mother of Amara's cruelty, but Mama Abeni explained that responsibility was sometimes more important than gentleness. Zuri nodded and pretended to understand. Yet after leaving the room, she stood alone beneath the moonlight. For the first time, kindness felt foolish to her. She had cared for her mother every day, but the inheritance might still belong to Amara. a small seed of envy entered her heart. Zuri noticed a loose wooden board beneath the bed. Under it lay a sealed letter written by their late father. The letter explained that Amara had abandoned her own dreams to repay the family's debts. Their father wished the house to remain under Amara's protection, but he also ordered her to share its blessings with Zuri. Zuri read the letter 3 times. Instead of feeling grateful for Amara's sacrifices, she felt cheated. She returned the letter beneath the floor, but kept its location secret. That night, the seed of envy grew into a root. Zuri decided that kindness alone would never give her power. Zuri entered the granary after midnight. She removed several bags of grain and hid them inside an abandoned corner of the house. She planned to make Amara appear careless. If the granary continued losing food, Mama Abeni might decide that the elder daughter could not protect the inheritance. Zuri's hands trembled during the theft. She almost returned everything, remembering how patiently she had once endured Amara's cruelty. Then, she imagined Amara owning the house and ordering her around forever. Zuri closed the granary door and whispered, "I am only taking what should belong to me." That lie made the next lie easier. Was missing. She found footprints near the granary and accused Zuri without presenting proof. "You have always wanted what I worked for," Amara shouted. Zuri began to cry and denied everything. Mama Abeni ordered Amara to stop attacking her sister. Blinded by anger, Amara knocked a bowl from Zuri's hands and pushed her against the wall. Zuri's arm was injured. Mama Abeni took the granary key from Amara. For the first time, Amara saw fear in her sister's eyes. Shame touched her heart, but pride prevented her from apologizing. Zuri's tears were real, yet behind them, she realized Amara's anger could protect every lie she told. Onto an old piece of cloth paper. In the false letter, she wrote that the house, farm, and granary should belong entirely to the younger daughter. She rubbed ash over the paper to make it appear old and pressed the original seal into warm wax. As she worked, Zuri remembered the gentle person she had once been. She hesitated when she saw her reflection in a water bowl. But the thought of losing the property hardened her face. She hid the forged letter inside Mama Abeni's chest, where it could be discovered at the perfect moment. Kindness had become a mask. Greed was becoming Zuri's true master. Abeni's treasured necklace and several coins. She placed them beneath Amara's sleeping mat. Later, Zuri pretended to notice that the necklace was missing. The 3 women searched the house until Mama Abeni found it inside Amara's room. Amara denied stealing it, but no one believed her. Mama Abeni ordered Amara to sleep in the outside storeroom and removed her authority over the household. Amara wanted to strike Zuri again, yet she remembered the fear she had caused before. She lowered her hand. For the first time, she understood that her violent behavior had destroyed her own credibility. Even the truth sounded like another angry accusation. Roof of the storeroom as Amara sat alone. She remembered every cruel word she had spoken to Zuri and every warning from her mother that she had ignored. Amara finally admitted that hard work did not excuse cruelty. She had protected the family's property while injuring the family itself. The next morning, she apologized to Mama Abeni and Zuri. Zuri accepted the apology with a gentle smile, although she felt no forgiveness inside. Amara stopped shouting. She began helping her mother without demanding praise and spoke respectfully to her sister. Her anger slowly weakened. Because she had changed, she also began noticing details that anger had. His room, Amara discovered the loose board beneath the bed. She found her father's original letter and immediately recognized his handwriting. The letter proved that Amara had not been promised complete ownership. She was only appointed guardian and was commanded to share the home with Zuri. At the bottom, their father had written another warning. When lies divide this family, light the ancestral lamp before the eastern wall. The house remembers what human eyes refuse to see. Amara did not confront Zuri. Her old self would have attacked immediately, but the changed Amara quietly returned the floorboard and kept the letter safe. She decided to seek truth without violence. Open her chest and publicly read the inheritance letter the following evening. Zuri knew that the forged letter was inside the chest, but she feared Amara might have found the original. She noticed that her sister no longer shouted or accused her. Amara's calmness frightened her more than anger ever had. That night, Zuri listened outside Amara's room and heard the original letter being unfolded. Her secret was in danger. Greed whispered that there was only one way to prevent the truth from being revealed. If Mama Abeni died before reading the letter, Zuri could present the forgery and blame Amara for everything. Zuri chose the darkest path. Opened the medicine chest and removed a poisonous dark root that Mama Abeni had always warned them never to touch. She ground it into powder and mixed a small amount into her mother's evening medicine. She then placed the remaining powder inside Amara's cloth pouch. When Amara entered the kitchen, Zuri deliberately knocked the cup toward her. Amara caught it before it fell, staining her fingers with the dark mixture. Zuri smiled, as though nothing had happened. Mama Abeni drank the medicine, while both daughters watched. Moments later, her hands began trembling. Outside, thunder rolled across Ndambe village. The trap was ready to close around Amara. Medicine cup shattered beside her. Zuri immediately pointed at Amara's stained fingers. "She poisoned you, Mother!" Amara searched her pouch and found the remaining dark powder. For one terrible moment, even she understood how guilty she appeared. But instead of attacking Zuri, Amara studied her carefully. A line of black dust marked the edge of Zuri's sleeve. "The poison came from your room," Amara said. Zuri attempted to run, but Amara blocked the doorway. Their mother opened her eyes long enough to speak about anger on one face and darkness inside another heart. Then, Mama Abeni became unconscious, leaving the sisters with a choice between revenge and rescue. From Zuri, but Mama Abeni's breathing was becoming weaker. She released her sister and rushed to the medicine chest. Following instructions their father had once taught her, Amara prepared a traditional cleansing remedy and helped her mother swallow it. Zuri moved toward the door with the forged letter hidden beneath her dress. Amara saw her, but did not chase her. She remained beside Mama Abeni until the trembling slowly stopped. Zuri watched in silence. The sister she had framed and hated had chosen their mother's life over revenge. For a moment, shame entered Zuri's heart, but she pushed it away and tightened her grip on the false inheritance letter. Amara placed the ancestral lamp before the eastern wall and lit it. 3 shadows appeared. The first shadow showed Amara shouting, pushing Zuri, and using hunger as punishment. Amara lowered her head and admitted her cruelty. The second shadow showed Zuri stealing grain, forging the letter, hiding the necklace, and pouring poison into the medicine. The third shadow belonged to Mama Abeni. It showed her comparing her daughters, turning inheritance into a competition, and ignoring the pain growing between them. The house had exposed all three hearts. Mama Abeni wept. Amara confessed without excuse. But Zuri shouted that the shadows were lies created to steal her inheritance. In half and placed the original letter beside the lamp. Amara knelt before Zuri and apologized for every cruel act she had committed. She asked her sister to confess so the family could begin again. Zuri refused. She seized a small box of family gold and threw the burning lamp toward the original letter. Flames spread across the floor. Amara carried Mama Abeni outside, then returned through the smoke to save the letter. She called for Zuri, but the younger sister had already escaped with the gold. Even after seeing the truth, Zuri chose greed. Even after suffering betrayal, Amara chose courage and mercy instead of hatred. House and cared faithfully for Mama Abeni. She refused to call herself the owner, saying she was only the guardian her father had asked her to become. Her harshness disappeared. She shared the harvest, listened before judging, and never again used anger as a weapon. Far from Ndambe, Zuri opened the stolen gold box. Inside, every piece of gold had turned into a cold black stone. Still, she blamed Amara and refused to return or repent. The house remembered three shadows: Amara's anger, Zuri's greed, and Mama Abeni's blindness. But it also remembered that one honest choice could guide a darkened heart back toward the light. Moral lesson: never judge goodness by a sweet face or wickedness by an angry face. Anger can be corrected through humility, but greed grows stronger whenever it is protected by lies. Like, subscribe, and share. And comment below, who truly changed, Amara or Zuri?